Go provides some built-in unit testing tools, which make testing super easy. Hi, my name is Bryson. If you've never written any Go unit tests before, you're in the right place. Today we're going to take a super fast look at how to write some unit tests in Go. So we're going to approach this in 3 steps. Firstly, we're going to write a Go package so that we can write a test for it. Secondly, we'll write a Go test. And finally, we're going to run that test and see how these Go tools work. So I'm going to jump into the terminal and create a new Go project called tutorial/Pythagoras. And we'll create a file called pythagoras.go. And in here we'll give it the package name Pythagoras. And finally, we'll define a function called hypotenuse. So those of you who remember your trigonometry would remember that the hypotenuse on a right angled triangle is equal to the square root of the sum of the squares of the other 2 sides. Let's start with A and B, which will be of type float 64, which will be the lengths of the other 2 sides, and we'll return the hypotenuse, which will also be a float 64. And inside we can return math.square root, and inside A times A plus B times B. The first thing to know about Go unit tests is that they are always stored in files which end with _test. So if we create a file called Pythagoras_test.go, then that tells the compiler, hey, you should only compile this when you're running tests, and the test cases will be inside this file. So let's create that file, and we'll give it the package name Pythagoras. Next we're going to import testing and create a unit test called test hypotenuse, and it will take a single argument t of type testing.t. Now there are basically 2 requirements to tell the Go compiler, hey, this is actually a test. The first is that it needs to be a function that starts with the word test, and secondly it can only take a single argument, which is this testing.t. Next we're going to go with result is equal to hypotenuse with input arguments 3 and 4, and we'll say if result does not equal 5, then we're going to call t.fail. Now t.fail is one way to make a test fail, but it's not exactly my favorite. All it does is it tells whoever runs the test this line of your test failed. I actually prefer t.fatalf, which allows us to give people a useful message like expected 5 got value, and here I can pass in the result. So now let's jump into the terminal and call go test, and I'm going to add this verbosity flag here just so we get a bit more information. Our test passes, but back in the code I'm going to make this test a little bit incorrect just to show us what happens when our tests fail. Jumping back in here, if we call go test again, then we get this failure message, and it tells us some useful information like, hey, this particular test failed. It was in this test file on this line number 8. And we also get our nice fatal F message, expected 5 got 6.4, and so on. This has been a very speedy intro to Go test. I hope that you find testing helps reduce the number of bugs in your projects. I've been Bryson, and I'll see you later.